people to the Bitcoin lifeboat. Buy Bitcoin, get your keys off exchanges, get to a Bitcoin-friendly jurisdiction. That is the message. Buy Bitcoin, get your keys off exchanges, get to a Bitcoin-friendly jurisdiction. Everything else I say is a rationale for that, right? But that's what the message I'm getting out there is. I'm basically burning money to do this. It is not something that the thing is, I believe in Bitcoin, but I also believe in the public good. And that's going to be something that's in short supply in what follows. If what I'm saying is correct, and I believe it is, that the central banks and like the US government has betrayed people on this level, right? Such that they just blew up huge amounts of people's savings, okay? And you couldn't even trust the banks. I mean, like, obviously you knew you couldn't trust the banks, quote unquote, in 2008, but the degree to which, it's like the South Park episode, hey, blah, 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 it's gone, right? You know that thing, right? That's literally what we're talking about. Or like, South American kind of bank. You trust a South American bank? Now, maybe in this century you do, the flippening, just like it was from like Russia to China, like China is now the senior partner, or from Britain to India, India is now the senior partner. It's quite possible that in this century, it's like, this is South America's time to shine because they understand currency crises. They understand the value of Bitcoin. El Salvador's model is now something that you could export over, South America. You could have, who knows what happens and what follows. I actually think Bukele becomes a pretty important person in the world, actually. El Salvador might become one of the richest countries in the world with all the Bitcoin they've got if this happens, okay? But basically what I did was most people were not, this financial crisis was creeping up like a panther or like a cloud enveloping people. They weren't even aware of it. It was just, it invested so much in stealth mode that whether, people were just sleepwalking, it just wasn't a topic of conversation and so on. Now, this is something that's cut through the noise and everybody is aware that there is a financial crisis on and that the banks don't have your money, that the money is gone, right? And that you should probably exchange some of it into Bitcoin, and you should do that sooner rather than later because you don't know. We all don't know. It's just hard to predict timing on anything. But they have announced the July launch of the CBDC, and that feels like as good a deadline as any. They've been killing the crypto rails, right? They killed Signature. They killed Silvergate. There aren't that many ways out. And so what I wanted to do was say, get Bitcoin, get your friends and family to get Bitcoin, get your coins off exchanges, and do that now.
You think this kind of combination of historical hyperinflation and the speed at which it happens, combined with what I call the digital catastrophe, right? This kind of speed of information and action can then almost accelerate at an even faster pace.
That's right. So first is hyperinflation table, right? Look at the speed of this. This is hours to days, right? It's really, 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 really fast. Okay. Second is the digital bank run, right? So here is actually, right? Social media driven bank run killed Credit Suisse, 10 billion in a day. 12th deposit SVB collapsed from asset size of 5 billion. CEO blames Twitter, right? Social media rumor. Okay. So basically digital bank runs they're not built for that. All Dodd-Frank assumes people come in person, right? So the system isn't set up for something from this angle, right? So one is that hyperinflation. Third is just look at, some of these stocks, right? First Republic Bank here, look, this was like pretty legit bank for a long time, seemingly, right? Look at that. Look at that. Is that see, it's continuous and it thought that they were getting really rich and then dead, right? Everybody knew that this was fake, but it's like kind of accelerating your entire life and then ending it. That's what the Fed did, It's like, just look at that, what that felt like going from that to that, right? That's the printing and that's the, rate hiking. And like, I'm not saying this is a normal business cycle, but they went bananas and So the thing is, that's First Republic. All right. Here is, Silicon Valley Bank. Right. Look at that. Again, it's continuous and it's just digital and dead at the end. Okay. Here is the so-called discount window. And again, they make all this stuff, give all these various names. So look at this. This looks like, here's another thing. It's like, there's like some little wrinkles and so on, and then